All right, Tony, take it away in 3, 2, 1.
Guess who's back to recap NBC's hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives?
I'm back.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Why, hello, strangers. Welcome back to...
I'm going to interrupt him while he's talking.
Oh, my God. It's just like... Now I can't use this for my real
No.
Welcome back, everybody, to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days, where we dish the #1 hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives, for you and anyone you're watching with. In case you guys forgot who we were, because we've been gone for so long, I'm your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by the wonderful, talented, old friend of mine,
Mark J. Freeman's here.
Mrs. Mark J. Freeman Flynn.
Mrs. Mark J. Freeman Flynn, yes. The one and only is returned.
Oh my gosh, girl, how you been?
Good. Is my hair big enough?
We're still living for the hair.
Living for the hair.
I don't know. I think I'm trying to catch up to you now.
I know. You and James Lott Jr.
Yeah. Oh.
They're trying. There's a new prerequisite for Dishin Days. Gotta have the hair.
Gotta have the hair. Oh my gosh, girl, there has been so much that has been happening. Is that you?
Oh, is that me? Oh, it is. Sorry. I haven't had a computer in so long.
Oh.
Forgot the policies and procedures.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, has been a lot happening on Days since we left, and you, the fans, have literally been tweeting us and messaging us, being like, "Well, this is a fine time for y'all to go on hiatus."
I think we all thought the same thing. We were like, "Oh, there's a lot going on."
Yeah. There were still tweets and chats going on.
But you guys kept it going amongst yourselves, which was very nice to see.
Yes.
We got the messages. We were wanting to be here as well. We just needed some much needed family time.
Yes, and just downtime.
Yeah. But glad to be back.
We're old.
And I think most importantly, which the news we have to lead with. Mm-hmm. Because this is such an integral part of our show that can no longer be, is that we can't have pizza rolls anymore.
What? Oh.
Because she's 3 weeks vegan now.
Well, I'm sure there are vegan pizza rolls. There has to be. You know there was a
What
girl.
are they?
You know there was a
Then
girl.
they're not pizza rolls, for the record.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Because that's cheese and meat.
Sure, why not? Some girl was like, listen, I mean,
there's veggie, you can get veggie rolls and stuff like that. Maybe I'll try and look into that.
We'll doctor something
We'll
up for
figure
you.
something out.
Yeah. And if
so that will be new of 2018.
Yes.
Dishin Days.
And you look thin.
I'm a little, not as puffy. I don't know that I'm that thinner, but I definitely noticed that I'm not as puffy from meat and cheese.
Yeah.
So it's been good. I feel good.
Good.
I feel good.
I
Makes your hair grow faster.
Yeah, all the meat that you haven't been eating, I picked up. So that's why I look so puffy.
He's eating what I'm leaving behind. Maybe a veggie tray. We could maybe do a veggie tray. I could do my hummus because I make a very good hummus.
Oh, hummus is good.
I thought about that, like a hummus, and some pitas are vegan, But yeah.
I like it.
I have a vegan lentil shepherd's pie at home that I made today.
And she's Martha Stewart, ladies and gentlemen.
But enough about my vegan ways.
Oh, well, if you guys are tuning in live, thank you so much. And don't forget to like us, follow us on all social media platforms at Dishin Days on Facebook and Instagram, and _Dishin Days on Twitter. The @ is implied. All right, so
Let me check and see. Did they tweet out? I didn't see it here. I was going to retweet it, but I don't see it. All right.
I think they did. Maybe.
Well, most of you are following us.
Yeah.
And I put it on my Facebook. You had already done it on Dishin Days.
So hopefully everyone is astounded.
Well, and I asked in the chat room before you got here, I forgot to tell you this. I asked them in the chat room if you guys wouldn't mind taking a moment now to tweet out or Facebook the link.
Yes.
Because we would love to get some new people watching the show, people who don't know that we exist. That was one thing I think that when we were at Day of Days in November, we did get to see some of you. Always a pleasure to see you guys face to face. but there were still a lot of people who didn't know about us. And I talked to some people in the Billy Flynn line. And I was telling about the show that they need to watch. So if you guys run into people who watch Days of Our Lives and they don't know about us, tell them about us. They can, iTunes, they can listen to it. If they don't have YouTube and they don't know how to work all that, they can listen to us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as exciting because they don't get to see my hair.
Or the expressions, or the hand gestures, or the head whips.
But yeah, we would love to increase that following that we already so graciously have.
Yeah.
So we love it, and we know that you guys are big supporters of it too. So
Yeah, they are.
we could use your help.
We've gotten a lot.
And be sure to rate us on iTunes and give us 5 stars. I think something special will happen if you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Just saying. And today we're going to do a Fan of the Week and the 2017 Fan of the Year. Dun, dun, dun.
As we should.
So we'll see who that is at the end of the show.
I'm excited to find out because he hasn't even told me.
Be? Who will it be?
So many people to choose from.
I know. It was a tough one.
But
I think I made the right choice.
I will co-sign whatever.
And it's not Daquan.
It's still in.
And he was
2018.
at Day of Days, from my
Was he?
understanding. I
Oh,
do
I
believe
think so.
somebody told me that he was there, and he didn't say hi to us.
Yep.
Daquan.
Yep. Shame on you.
I think he was
Daquan.
afraid of me.
I mean,
The truth be told.
Listen, I would be too, to be honest. All right. So, what did you think of this week?
Mike,
of
Mark,
Days?
you're white. You can't find vegan anything.
Oh no. What did you think of this week?
I think it was a great week. I mean, I there haven't been a lot of weeks that lately
Yeah.
that, even though we were not here, it's different. We've talked about this on here before. It's different when we're watching the show on an off week than it's a show that we have to prepare for.
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
trying to remember. Sometimes we're taking notes and trying to jot things down so we don't forget to talk about certain things. So if there is something we're not talking about too, now that I'm back into the land of the living and have a computer, write it in the chat room to remind us if we're forgetting to talk about something, because
Yes.
we'd be happy to discuss it. But it's always nice to kind of just watch and not have
Yes.
to, prepare. I think I did a quote of the week one week when we were off too, just because I felt it in my bones and I needed to do it.
It was in your spirit.
Yeah, it was in my spirit. But I thought it was a good week. Louise Sorrell.
Ugh.
Just she's up there. She's in my list. My list. So it's Billy.
And then Louis Sorrell.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Lisa Rinna, but she's kind of pushed down because she's a housewife now. So I'm gonna say Billy, Louise.
Yes. And then Lisa.
You know what? I may even bump her again, and we'll get into this because we're gonna talk about this person who's back on the show.
I saw your tweet.
Chandler.
Billy may have a run for his money, honey.
I literally kept finding myself smiling.
Yeah.
Like just sitting there smiling, just watching him.
Yeah.
So it might be Chandler. He may be giving.
And there
then
actually
Lisa.
actually is a list right here.
Yeah,
You
there's
guys can't
my-
see it, but there's a list.
The list
the
here. I'll
lady,
show
the
you.
lady.
For those of you watching,
the lady
you
wrote
can't-
it down in the
It's
corner.
there. It's there. It's in the corner. That's my list.
In the order in which it was called
Billy,
out.
Louise, Chandler, and Lisa Rinna. He surpassed Lisa Rinna.
Well,
Yeah. I'm totally dinging it.
I mean, I would make him
Totally
surpass Billy, but that's just me.
Yeah. And also, we have to mention something's missing
Oh, our hourglass
from our table.
Yeah, sorry.
For those of you that
It's-
watch the
yeah,
show.
it's at home.
She took it home and she forgot it.
I did. I'm sorry. I was rushing as always.
So we can't flip it and forget it. But if you
Yeah.
guys have an hourglass at home, now would be the time that you would.
Because it's now time to start
Dishin' Days. So if you got one at home, flip it.
All right. So first of all, let's talk about this New Year's Eve party.
Yes.
That was like I mean, this was part of last week, but the countdown, girl, that took forever. But then the dramatic entrance of the Cape Crusader.
Yes. Well, and it was funny because I think we all knew he was coming on. This Tyler Christensen, is that his name?
Yes.
I forget. I'm sure someone will tell me in the chat room. But as soon as I knew immediately, as soon as I saw the female hands,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm Vivian too! Vivian's part of this! I knew it! I literally got that excited on my couch. I was like, oh my God, that's right! right. Well, because I remember when I interviewed Tyler Christopher. Thank you. When I interviewed Susan Rogers at Day of Days, I asked about Louise Sorel because I assumed it was a
secret.
Kyriakis something going on why she was there. I didn't know why she was there, and she said, "Oh, well." I didn't actually really get to work with her when she was there. And I was like, really? So in my head, I kept going, well, then why is she coming back?
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw the hands, it all made sense. And I was like, oh, that's right. Okay, great.
I only wish, though, that they would have given her another take to do the flip of the hood.
Because it kind of
went, and I was like, no, I wanted it to be like, shoo.
Yeah.
And I love that Kate was like, Vivian. And she was like, just that Vivian look
that
like,
look.
Were you expecting someone else?
Yep. Yep.
I love that. And I love, it then reminded me just like what a little bit of a like eccentric character Vivian is.
Yeah.
Because suddenly she was like the life of the party, and like all eyes were on her, and she really commanded the
As she
attention of
always
everyone.
does.
Yeah, and it was just kind of the shade of that whole party from that point out. Like everyone was throwing jabs at everyone, and I was like, this writing is on point. I don't know who's sitting in there thinking, oh my God, this will be funny, put it in.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I feel like Mark, you're sitting in there and being like, no, write that down, put that in.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But oh my God, I love the reveal of Vivian, and then the reveal of Stefano DiMera.
Stefan
DiMera.
Stefan Octavius DiMera.
Girl.
And because we were talking about this before we went on air.
That was the first thing we said. We were
Literally.
like, Stefan DiMera, girl.
Girl. Okay. First of all, I get it. Cute. Haha. Stefan O.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just call him Stefan now.
Yeah.
I'm done with everybody in Salem having Stefan O. Like, he's not James Lott Jr.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Which I thought when she said Stefano DiMera, I was like, he's gonna be the son of Stefano, and she named him Stefano DiMera Jr. because there's no other Stefano DiMera Jr. And then they were like, Stefan Octavius DiMera. I was like, girl, bye.
Yeah, and then even when she was saying, I brought Stefano, and you were just like,
yeah. But I love how but then when Kate went up to him and was like, well, clearly you've gone crazy or blind because he's half Stefano's age, and but I do like this jacket. Is it Italian?
yeah.
I like that. I liked how everyone just really played into their characters. It was so good.
Do you have any first impressions of Tyler? Or do you not want to comment yet?
I thought he was good, how did I compare him? I feel like he's going to have the goodness of Chad, but the evil of Stefano.
Okay.
Where like it's not as devious as Stefano was.
Yeah.
But it's the good intentions that Chad has. But it's that we really need you to like gutter punch him, and Chad's always like, no. And this guy's gonna be like, yeah, but we're just gonna do it with dignity or something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I enjoyed him. I thought that he had this like presence about him that was just very like powerful and like in control, and I was just like, ooh, okay. But yeah, I liked it. What did you think? What were your first impressions?
It's not. It's definitely not one of those people that's come on like with. Oh my goodness! Why am I? It's been so long now. I'm gonna forget everybody's names. Trip.
Yes.
Lucas.
Yes.
Adam. Lucas
Adams.
Oh my God! Sorry, that took a second.
Yeah.
Like immediately, I was like, love him, keep him.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
I didn't have that reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel. I'm gonna wait it out.
Okay.
I mean, he's no Billy Flynn. Let's not mince words.
Some things just never change. But I like the way the writers explained how this came about. And mentioning, like back when Stefano was trying to steal the ruby from history,
which he's very good at. Ron's very good at. We've figured that out a long time ago.
Yeah,
and I think that's one thing that we can all agree has been much better.
Yes. And it's those moments where it makes you want to like go back and look up like, oh, like what do they mean by like the ruby, like, you know what I mean, just to look it up and remind yourself.
Yeah.
But I do have,
maybe we can get James Lott Jr. to do a little history lesson. Send that in.
Side dish.
Little side dish.
Yep. There it is.
We'll talk more about that later.
Yep. Oh my gosh! I just turned into you, and I totally forgot what I was going to say.
I told you she passed me. She's older than me and James Lott Jr. now. She just had a birthday, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed that,
I did. Thank you everyone for your birthday wishes.
She's now 53, 54 now, ish. Black don't crack.
Oh my gosh! So wait, what were we talking about before then?
We were talking about Tyler.
Yes.
Christopher. And Billy Flynn.
Okay. So the rubies and all that. And I love when, brace yourself for this, little kudos to Billy Flynn.
Yay!
When he looked at Abby and said, "You must have really wanted those rubies."
Yeah, he did. Well, and somebody else in the chat room, I think it was Meredith, said she loved how Chad made fun of the Stefan O when he was talking about him at Doug's place. So,
yeah. So I like that they bring in this history.
Happy birthday, Tony Pettis.
Oh, well, thank you.
Days J.
So thank you, Days J. I like the history and everything, and all of a sudden, like, there was this. Did anyone else notice like this little peak of like intrigueness from Abby to Stefan O. DiMera? Like it wasn't like a who is this guy? It's kind of like a who is this guy?
Well, and I think vice versa.
Yeah.
And there, because it was funny because I got that right away. I was like, oh, he's gonna try and interfere with Abigail and Chad. However, there was also a moment that intrigued me with Stefan and Chloe.
Yes. Can I just say, I was not Team Chloe back when the whole like baby thing was happening.
None of us were. Well, there were a few that were.
When she was having that interaction with him, I was like, I like Chloe. Like Chloe's like the homegirl that's like that she knows all the tea and everything that's happening, and she really is like she could give zero whatever about it. She's unbothered, but she just floats through town like like knowing stuff. Yeah, and I love that, and I did like their interaction with each other, and just her very like nonchalantness about him and like. Whatever. I like that.
I like that. I didn't mind the Stefan Chloe thing. However, I'm team Chloe and Lucas, and I don't like that Lucas is kind of gone again.
Rehab?
It's kind of annoying to me. But whatever. But yeah, it was good. And wasn't there one other?
Well, there was the. Speaking of Abigail and Stefan, the towel drop. Days loves a good towel drop.
Towel drop. Now, well, I don't think there was a towel on to begin with. To be honest with you,
that is true.
I think that was
he just said, "Come
on in,"
and turned around
because I'm trying on my birthday suit.
Now, this is your camera.
I'm here.
Okay, pretend like you're Abigail.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock. Come in. You're going to give it a beat, and you're going to pretend like Stefan just turned around. How would you have looked? Ready?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Knock. Come in.
Oh, yeah, I have to say it's Abigail. He said, who is it? He said, who is it?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Well, that's me.
Oh. Who is it?
Abigail.
Come in.
You ain't no Chad.
Okay, do me.
All right, you get a knock.
Okay.
Who is it?
It's Abigail.
Come on in. You ain't no Kyler.
Oh my God.
Goodness.
Okay.
Send us your video of your reaction.
What's your reaction? Oh my gosh. So, oh my God, can we do that? Y'all, okay.
Yeah,
so
we can do anything we want. It's our show.
fans, tweet us at _Dishin Days using hashtag.
What can we do? Hashtag towel drop.
Yes, hashtag towel drop. And what?
Days. Let's do days towel drop.
Days towel drop. So, tweet us at _Dishin Days a video of your reaction.
Or a photo if you want to
Or a
do
photo of how your face would have looked for the towel
Had
drop
you
moment.
open the door for
and saw Stefan O naked. And use the hashtag Days Towel Drop. Again, hashtag Days Towel Drop. Tweet us at _Dishin Days. Oh my God, I can't wait until we
that's
get
gonna
these.
be fun.
This is gonna be fun.
That's gonna be
Okay.
fun. Maybe we'll share some next week.
Yes. And then after that moment, oh my gosh, there was the end.
Very end on
Friday, where Vivian says to Andre, "Our plan is working," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah. But there was that, but the way he kind of removed her hands from him made me feel like I don't know. I got a look and an impression that it's not really.
Do you
know what I mean?
I was too distraught over the whole thing.
Yeah.
But then also that Abigail discovered that Stefan O. DeMero was not Stefan O. DeMero, but actually Sam something. But
I meant to go back and listen to the name. I'm sure somebody in the chat room will.
I think I did write down the name because I was writing down everything and like how he was conceived and seduced and all that kind of stuff or whatever. Sam Malin.
Malin. Okay.
Sam Malin. But then he changed his name a year ago.
A month ago.
He said a year ago.
He said a year?
Yeah.
I thought that she just found out a month ago that he was Stefan.
Oh.
No, I thought that was recent.
I think it was a year.
Okay.
A year ago when he found out that Vivian was his mom
Mother.
and Stefano was his father.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was a year.
Okay. I believe you.
But yeah, I was just like, okay. But also his sort of uncomfortableness with the DNA results. Like when they came in, he looked kind of worried.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's something there.
Yeah.
There's something there.
Something there.
All right. Well, let's move it right along. We have Mark's favorite topic.
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic.
Oh, well, I was, and then I
Because
realized
you were going to go to 3 first. You can go to 3 first.
Okay.
Get it out of the way.
Yep. Because it's very quick with Rafe, Hope, and Sierra.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just throw this out there because it kind of ended. I mean, you guys all know that Sierra saw Rave talking to Sammy and mentioned that they had sex. And Sierra knows, and that's what Sierra has been like upset about and kind of wanting to expose. Drunk Sierra showed up at the New Year's Eve party or whatever, and then Rave kind of put together that could be what she wants to say and went over to Sierra's apartment the next day during her hangover to talk to her about it and like revealed that yes, that's what it was and how he felt and all that kind of stuff. There was a moment when he was talking to her, I thought 2 things. One, you are a grown ass man. Why are you explaining yourself to her? But then 2, I was like, is this like preparation for talking to Hope? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's getting it out to someone that knows.
Could be.
Now I ask this.
Okay.
Do you think, because Hope came to Sierra's loft and saw Rafe there and is now questioning like what happened, what did he tell you and all that kind of stuff, and Sierra gave that look like, you gonna tell her now? Because I said I wouldn't. I'm gonna let you tell her. Do you think that Rafe is going to tell Hope,
I mean, eventually.
but do you think it's going to be next week?
No.
No? You think they're going to drag this out?
Yeah.
Because I wondered when Sammy left, which, by the way, I'm very upset that she's gone.
Yeah.
I still feel like she's needed. I still feel like the character of Sammy would...
As long as she doesn't wear that orange pantsuit ever again. Sorry, Daquan.
That didn't come from the Lorraine Love collection?
Oh, no, it did not. It was not a good choice. Sorry.
I think she would still be there, and she would have brought the kids there, especially, with Will now being alive and all that. Anyway,
right.
but I wondered when she left how... I was like, oh, like, Hope will never find out. And then when Sierra was lurking in the bushes, I was like, oh, okay, well, that gives her a purpose.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'm kind of hoping.
I agree. Hold on. Brian Miller says, and I agree with, I was thinking this exact same thing. He will tell her when Sammy returns pregnant. I was thinking that exact same thing when it happened. I was like, he's going to get her pregnant now. And that's how Hope's going to find out. I don't think anyone's going to say. I think it might even get swept under the rug. Like, we're not going to hear about it for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I think Sammy's going to come back with a new baby.
Okay, honestly, I hope not, because she don't need no more kids. She doesn't need more kids. She just got Will back. She got twins by 2 different daddies. Like, that's enough.
Well,
Girl,
eventually, no one on the show is going to be able to be together because they're all going to be Sammy's kids.
Yeah.
It's going to be a new spin-off show, Sammy's Kids.
John even said, how many kids is Sammy going to have?
I know, right? But here's my other question, too, that I have. Mm-hmm. And it kind of got, because I was thinking it on maybe on Thursday's episode, and then Friday kind of got touched on. When did Hope become commissioner again?
Oh.
Like, I feel like it just kind of happened. Like, she was sitting behind us, and they had the commissioner, Hope Brady, on the desk, and I thought Rafe was still the commissioner. And then Jennifer on Friday says, how does it feel to be commissioner again? And I was like, oh, so she is commissioner again. I missed something then.
So it was back when Abe forgave JJ.
Okay.
And then Abe kind of realized the error of his ways and that he did act on personal feelings by firing Hope. So he had a discussion with Rafe. And he then, apologized to Hope and brought her back as commissioner.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah. You know why you missed it?
Well,
because it was Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, great. Simone had the same question. Good.
Yeah.
I wasn't the only one, though.
Abe went on forgiveness tour for
Christmas.
weeks.
That's great.
That came from Nidro
NJ Robert.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Why the writers ruin Joey's character, bring him back when he gets out of jail. I think they will. I think he will come back.
Yeah, because they keep mentioning him.
Yeah. Joey is a Brady, so he has limited romantic possibilities. Trip is better for drama. I would kind of agree with that.
I mean, I like Trip.
Sammy's trying to keep up with Stefano in the kid department. That's true.
Havoc said they need non-Brady, non-Horton, non-Demers. Well, how about a Maxine son? 2018.
I rolled my eyes hard when they said Rafe was like a second dad to Sierra. Child.
Oh boy.
I agree with that too. That they're create. I feel like it's that stuff that they did with Chad and Gabby, creating a history that's not there.
Right.
I mean, we all know it's being forced on us, but whatever.
So that was that.
Okay, that was my question. And then because we talked about Chloe, and I don't know if we're going to talk about it again. I just wanted to ask this question too because I missed this too. So it's Doug's place.
It is.
So Chloe lost that battle.
Yes.
Okay. That's
she just kind of.
Was it ever discussed or just kind of?
I think it was kind of one of those things where it's like, how dare you go behind my back and like just decide to call this Doug's place or whatever. And I think Julie just kind of convinced her to just leave it as Doug's place.
Okay.
Because she tried to change the name to like
Chloe's Club or something.
Yeah. And she put that cardboard.
That was hysterical. I actually really enjoyed that. I thought that was funny.
She went as far as even putting like, how it's supposed to look like lights around the sign or like the marquee or whatever.
Yeah.
She even drew the little lights around.
Yeah.
So she just lost that battle. All right, let's get on to the gayness.
Yes.
Will, Paul, and Sonny.
Yeah. Okay. I have to say, I mean, I don't know that it's going to stay because once his memory comes back and everything, I think we'll get back to the Will that everybody knows. But I do hope that it's influenced by the experiences that he's had, because I totally am 100% team. I'm like, if there's any of the three that's acting the most gay, it's him.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. He's just like, oh no, bitch, I'm gonna make.
yeah. I think there was like a couple weeks ago where he was just like, I want to like experience what it's like being single and like, and date and all that. And I'm just like,
sounded very
girl.
gay.
Yeah.
Sounded like what the gays say. I don't know. And I know there's a lot of you that, aren't in the gay community like we are.
Yeah.
But it's nice when you're watching it, because, a lot of the gay scenes and stuff definitely get like played down a little bit to make it appealing to everybody, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's nice for us who have experienced these things firsthand to hear some of the dialogue and to see the situations where you're just like, okay, now that's believable.
Yeah.
Now that I can see. And I think that's why I'm enjoying it so much, because he's just being a kid. I mean, he's not a kid, but you know what I mean? Like because especially for those of us that coming out process. And that's what happens is you're just like, when you finally have embraced it and you go into gay bars and you're just like, my people, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, this is amazing. I was just watching it's funny. I just saw this video of, it was I think a trans woman, and she was talking about, she was from a small town and she was out eating and she saw herself, quote unquote, at another table, which was these kind of binary people who had eyeliner and you just kind of gender fluid kind of thing. And for her, it was just like this eye-opening experience, like to be in that. And that's what it's like, when you're in the clubs for the first time, you're just like, you can be yourself.
Yes.
You don't have to hide anything.
You can twirl,
you can snap and go, go girl. And it's just so freeing.
Yeah.
So it's just so nice to see
him embracing
that.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm with you, because I think I've always commended Days on Will's coming out and how they really took the time to get him to know himself and figure himself out and everything like that. But then if you really think about it, he hopped right into that relationship with Sonny.
Yeah.
And that was the only relationship he had.
Right.
And then they were married, and then the cheating happened. And I think a lot when Paul and Will, hooked up or whatever, I think a lot of people didn't understand or was like, oh, this is probably a storyline. But I like how they're now kind of explaining that.
Yeah.
Where Will is like, you're the only person that's just kind of letting me be me.
Yeah.
And you have no expectations of me or wanting me to be this Will that people knew.
Right.
I don't remember that guy. I just know this guy now. And I have to say, when Will and Paul kissed, when Will kissed Paul in Hortontown Square, I was here for it.
Yeah.
Just imagine me at the cafe during that kiss like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and somebody said that, Aaliyah said that she didn't like that he was blaming Paul, but he didn't blame Paul. He said, I kissed Paul.
Yeah.
He didn't say that.
Yeah.
He actually did not do that.
Yeah. And also someone said earlier that they didn't like how Sonny just basically dropped Paul for Will.
Well, yes and no.
But it's kind of like there wasn't a moment of being torn, of like, oh my gosh, I love you, Paul, but like my husband's back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was literally like, Will's alive. Thank you so much. Gotta go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So it wasn't, and I mean, we saw that torture during the wedding when
Sonny
when
blamed
he did
Paul.
Yeah, when he didn't know, when Sonny didn't know if Will was alive or not at the wedding, like that moment of like just having these feelings. But then it was just like he was all about Will and just kind of left poor Paul.
Yeah.
And Paul, just being the nice standout guy he is just kind of like, I'm just going to go do my own thing and sort through my own feelings and let you guys do that. But Will is coming over like, hey, girl.
Yeah.
Speaking of girl, can I just say I will die if new Will is in Horton Town Square and sees Sunny and goes, hey girl.
Hey, girl. After our prodding.
Yeah. I will literally die.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to say that. So yeah.
I'm hoping one of them will work it in.
Yeah. So
I think it'll end up on the cutting room floor. Whether they do it or not, whether we see it or not, it's a whole other story.
Or maybe there'll be a blooper outtake of it,
Yeah.
like the
Rafe
Galen
and Lamone and Billy. Yeah.
So like that was them. It's just all. Oh, and Will decided like
He wants to move.
he wants to move out, and I honestly think that it's for the best. I think Sonny is really trying to. He's almost kind of being Sammy, but in more a loving way.
Yeah.
By being a little pushy about. Just like, oh, you're alive and everything goes back together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it can't go back. He doesn't remember.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Also, I wanted to point out, this just happened last week. The reason why Will left was because he talked to Roger.
Right.
And said that a woman came to visit Susan and now she's all distraught.
Right.
And my first thought was, that main Christian.
It probably is. It probably is.
Oh my gosh, can we just? I could sit and just watch Susan Banks forever. I just want to say that. I think she's my all-time favorite Days character.
Susan
Banks.
Yeah. Do you guys think that there should be a fourth person in the Will, Sonny, Paul triangle? Yes. Chad.
You know what?
I think if anyone could pull it off,
Chad.
it's Chad.
I honestly do kind of wish that
It would be interesting. I don't know. I feel like if it can't be, what's his name? Derek.
okay.
I feel like it needs to be another, like a new relative. Another Horton, another Brady, a Demira, a Kyriakis. Like it has to be a legit
Like someone
player in the game. I mean, I would be down for 2 or 3 more, personally.
I sort of wish there were just like gay friends or like like they like sometimes
The JTP. You don't watch the Goldbergs.
I kind of feel
My
like sometimes
Goldbergs fans. The JTP.
the JTPs. I feel like Days sometimes forgets that like everyone doesn't hang out with their cousins. And
Right.
There has to be like a group, and I feel like this is the perfect time to maybe introduce something else. With Will.
Or Dario coming out of the closet, maybe.
Was he in? They also should bring Tad. I think they should bring Tad back.
Who's Tad?
But not Tad. T.
OT.
T.
Yeah, but he's not gay.
But Maxine's son can have an eye on Minnie in Salem. You are right,
Yes, he
honey.
does.
You are right,
Yes, he
honey. I can
does.
sashay into Salem and turn it out.
I did see my friend Brandon in the Doug's place. He's a bartender or somebody in there now.
Was he
Derek
the?
Stoughton. You know Derek? Or not Derek, Brandon Stoughton. Do you know Brandon?
Was he the white guy with long hair?
He doesn't have long hair. He's got short. He is actually in the Britney Spears Womanizer video. He's the guy in the video.
Okay.
I've been seeing him in the background.
Oh.
He actually came over and handed Chad his drink when he was sitting in there with Abigail.
Okay.
He walks over.
Oh,
and
yes.
Yeah.
I did see that, and I also saw my friend James Scott Norton in the background as well.
Yeah.
Guess who's not in the background anymore?
Brady should be gay. Yeah, he could pull it off too.
He sure could.
All right.
especially with all that.
Speaking
All
of
right.
Brady.
Yeah. So let's go into some tidbits with. We probably have to go quickly because.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting.
Yeah. Brady and Eve. One, how do you feel about this?
Well, I'm kind of okay only because I feel like it is part of the scheme.
But do you think that even though it's part of the scheme, that he's actually going to slip up and actually start liking her?
Probably. Because there's no one else for him right now.
And you know what else I thought about this today? Eve is like the nice version of Kristen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's not evil as Kristen, but she has this command and powerfulness of Kristen and the sex appeal of Kristen.
Yeah.
I rewinded the part when Chloe came and was like, Brady, and walked in and she was like, who? And then Eve was like, he's busy. I was like, yes, girl, yes. Yes, girl. Don't stop for a second. And then when Brady ran out, I will say, when Brady ran out, there were other thoughts going on that I was like, girl, I don't know if you can run out that quickly.
Yeah.
When you're...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
And there was that scene with him and her. I think we all know what I'm talking about. I was kind of shocked. And not shocked because I couldn't handle it, but I was just like, oh, really? Like...
I think I know what you're talking about. That grab at the waist?
No, when he was like... I'm gonna take you around.
The around the world.
Around the world. And then the finger lick. I was like, what just happened on Days of
Let me tell you.
I think you all know. I'm just not saying it, not because I don't know. It just really caught me off guard. I was just like, oh, we are going there.
It caught me off guard, but there was a moment where I was like, honey, here is a one-way ticket around this world.
Right. It was, good for you, but that caught me off guard.
I was like,
Right.
honey, I was about to play Lisa Stanfield. Right. Man around the world and I. Oh, okay.
All right. So Theo and Claire.
Yeah.
Well, we find out that he's got to go to South Africa to
Yes.
get his treatment, and he doesn't want to go.
Yes, but Abe was like, you're going.
Yeah.
And then Claire's like, I'll go with you. And I'm like, you gonna go too, girl?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see with that. Yeah.
Jen and Eric, there's kind of kindling.
Do you like Jen and Eric?
Not really. No.
No?
I'm not 100% behind it.
I'm not sure how I feel about
I
it.
just don't. I feel like there's just so many other ways they could go with Eric, and I don't like that they're kind of taking him down this road. I don't know. I mean, if it's a means to an ends, fine, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
I haven't made my decision yet.
Yeah.
But someone who jumped the gun and gave the wrong information, Miss Anna. After her little
Yeah. But she wasn't doing it on purpose.
No.
She actually
like,
said what she heard.
She was like, well, girl, I think he still loves Nicole. And she was like, oh, I feel sick. I was like, oh, girl.
Yeah.
But was anyone else like, kudos to Roman. You better get some.
Yeah.
Going into the new year with Anna DeMera.
Yeah, that was a little surprise.
Yeah.
It was funny because I don't usually read the synopsis before I watch the show, and I happened to see that, and it says Eric walks in and finds Roman with his New Year's Eve surprise or something like that, and I was like, oh, we're going there? So, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And somebody in the chat room actually wrote this, and I was thinking it too. I would love to see Wayne Northrup come back as Roman.
Oh, really?
I think, yeah. I do.
That was before my time.
I do.
Yeah.
All right. That was it. That was the week.
That was it. That was the week of days. And
And a little bit of before.
Yeah. And now it's time for our favorite part, which are our segments. And we will start with Tony's official 2018 Three Snaps Award. Oh, snap! All right, so y'all, I have to give my Three Snaps Award to the shade that was being thrown all up and through that New Year's Eve party. Like, when I tell you that was a place to have a bag of popcorn and sip tea and just watch everybody take jabs at one another, it was just coming like pew, 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 the whole entire time.
New Year's Eve party, yeah.
Yeah. So I have to give my Three Snaps Award to everyone at the New Year's Eve party for the shade of it all. You get Tony's official Three Snaps Award. Oh, snap! And an honorable mention to Eric Martzoff for that Around the World. I almost wish that he could have called in to just talk about that particular part, and also the fact that he's been shirtless a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Now some of y'all are trying to read Eric and being like, and talking about his body, I think his body is great. You don't have to have like defined like 6-pack abs to still be like rocking. Let me tell you, if Eric Martsolf walked into your room,
no one's gonna say no
with this hand and said, "We're about to play a game around the world," I'm here for it. All right. Anywho, and now it's time for Mark's quote of the week.
I added it. It's probably not on his.
Mark's
there it is.
Quote of the week. There we go.
Okay, so my quote of the week actually did happen at the New Year's Eve extravaganza, and it goes to Ms. Nadia Bjorlin, who plays Chloe Lane, when they were talking about the paternity test, and she said, probably went to the Sammy Brady paternity lab. Because I did literally LOL.
Oh my God, I did too.
So Chloe gets my
Mark's quote of the week.
That's it. And now for fan of the week.
Fan of the week.
We got to record that. Is going to go to Cat W on iTunes, who wrote, "Miss you, girls. Please hurry back so we can dish days with these fabulous days of our." About the fabulous days of our lives. The show has never been better, and I find myself thinking, what would Tony and Mark think of this or that scene or that character? Would Tony's 3 Snaps Award go to Eve for slapping the bejesus out of Brady? Would Mark's quote of the week go to Sammy for her hilarious crazy bitch rants at Susan? And excuse me, but the fabulous Kristen DeMira is alive and hinting that so is EJ. Girl, it's Day's miracle, and I need to hear Tony and Mark squeal with delight. So Cat W gets a fan of the week.
Yay, and that has been your fan of the week. Yeah.
And then we did this the last couple years. We did a fan of the year, and I couldn't think of a better person to give fan of the year to than the one and only Miss Willa Sargent.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. She's been watching since day one.
Yes.
Since day one, Days of Our Lives. She's been a huge fan of ours and been around for a long, long time.
Yes.
She's always very loving and supportive, and she calls in. And Willa, you will be our fan of 2017.
Yes, Willa.
Yay for Willa. So everybody, send Willa some love in the chat room because I do believe she's still in there.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. All right, and now let's get to some news and gossip.
Mike Riley, first runner-up. Mike Riley wrote that.
Of course you did. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to meet some of the stars of Days of Our Lives, Starstruck Fan Events is having an event in Atlanta, Georgia, on February 2nd through February 4th. They will have Billy Flynn, Marcy Miller, Casey Moss, Camila Benos, Lamone Archie, and Sal Stowers all attending in Atlanta. So if you are in that area, please make sure you go visit starstruckfanevents.com. Again, that's starstruckfanevents.com, and find out how you can meet up with them. Also, speaking of Casey Moss, he has been hinting that there is something brewing with his band Eyes of One. So make sure you go to Instagram and follow Eyes of One, and continue to support Casey Moss and his band. We actually went and saw his band at the Viper Room. Whiskey A Go-Go. A few years ago.
Yep.
And we ran into 2 fans, Scott and Matt.
Yep.
And we also hung out with True.
Yep.
And Brad Everett Young. And they were great.
It was a great time.
Good. Yeah,
it was a great time. I think I even tried to like Facebook Live it and stuff when we were there so people could see. But yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So make sure you go and support Casey with that. And that's all the news and gossip that we have. So that's it. And with that, that's the end of our show, y'all. First show 2018. Check and done.
So I have a quick question before we go. I wrote this down on my notepad. I just want to ask. Someone wrote it in the chat room, and I was thinking it too. If it's not Stefan who's sabotaging DeMira, who do you think it is? Because they're all kind of hinting that it is him, and they're trying to figure out it is. But do you think that it is him, or do you think that it is somebody else? And if you think it's somebody else, who could it be? I have an idea.
Who?
Only because we know that this person is coming back.
Who?
Billy Reed.
But why though?
I just thought because of Kate, somehow she's doing stuff behind. I don't know. It was one of the people that popped into my head when I was thinking about.
I thought Kristen.
Yeah, but I don't know that she's coming back. So I feel like it's going to be somebody who's.
Maybe it's EJ.
Or EJ. I mean, we don't know that James Scott is coming back, but it could be. I don't know. Just putting it out there. Putting it out there for the world.
Well, you know, something to think about.
Discuss amongst yourselves on Twitter.
On the Twitter.
On the Twitter.
And of course, you guys, make sure you let us know how we're doing, what you like, what you don't like, just to say hi. Follow the show on Instagram and Facebook, Dishin Days, and on Twitter @_Dishin Days. This has been AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days. I'm one of your hosts, Tony Moore, and you can follow me on all social media
platforms at Lounging with Tony at loungingwithtony.com.
And you can you can follow Lorraine Love at Lorraine Love or Mark Freeman.
Lorraine Love. Lorraine Love on Instagram and Twitter. LORAYNELOVE.
Oh, that's how it's done.
Yeah.
You know what? We haven't done this part in so long that I totally forgot how to do it.
I know, right?
And I was like, what am I? It felt wrong. I was like, what am I doing? Okay, wait, take two. All right. So this has been AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days. Mark, before we go, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lorraine Love, LORAYNELOVE, or you can follow my hair at Livin' for the Hair.
And of course, you guys can follow the show at Dishin Days on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter at _Dishin Days. And you can follow me at Lounging with Tony on all social media platforms. Until next week, we'll see you guys for another full recap of your favorite soap opera Days of Our Lives. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.